This year we've done a 4-week program. We have 10 artists from all over the world, 5 Indian, 5 international. We do artist presentations every week where the artists present their previous work. We invited the community in to see these artist presentations, which was quite insightful because it's not just about the end product. The community wanted to learn more about the artists and the process of why they're making what they're making and how they do it essentially.
My name's Noopur Desai. I'm a partner in Chatterjee & Lal, and I've had the pleasure of coming twice now for the Open Studios at TIFA in Pune, and it's becoming a bit of a pilgrimage now for the art community to come out and see what's happened over the previous month or so here at TIFA. And really what becomes exciting for us as a community is that we get an opportunity to see early career artists making work in an atmosphere that is free of commercial concerns and therefore allows them to take risks that otherwise may not be possible within the commercial gallery sphere. And in that respect, TIFA becomes a very important space because it becomes, in a sense, an incubator for artists really at that point between graduating and then working their way into full-scale careers.
I brought up material from different sources, like from Juna Bazaar and in and around Pune, and some of them from the hotel itself. And there was a certain amount of reconstruction in the space, and there are certain changes which has happened in the past. So after when it was earlier when it was a hotel, then they moved into a residency. For the residency, they have changed certain changes within the architecture. So these were the doors and some of the objects which I used. I wanted to become a part of it, bringing it back to the same place which was there earlier. Here what has happened is like I found these random wooden blocks. I brought it here and just constructed it. It's like a kind of a still life. You are trying to do a drawing on the basis of the object what is there in front of you. So it opens up in a certain way the audience to come and interact with the work, not as just looking at it as an object, to more like an interactive work which I wanted to do it, because I feel that the interaction could be a participation and interaction could be another way to construct and deconstruct the space.
I make several works, a series of works on one concept. Like I want to explore the material, and material always depends on my concept. The initial idea is that the location of the TIFA, where is it? Through three of my works, I am trying to make a relationship with one person's identity and one building's identity in terms of location. So three of my works basically related with maps. One is country maps, one and space map, and architectural drawing is also a map of the building, and another one is the road maps.
Is one installation which I'm very much proud of. There we are using different mediums. There is a motor which is moving the surface. The motion what the motor is giving is like a breath. We also had a discussion with local artists and other farmers and environmental activists who were making these discussions about farmers' situation in India. There are so many suicides happening. So all this, the information what we gathered is put into this installation.
When I came here, I looked into the history of this building and the history of Pune city as who was Wellesley and how it's connected to Pune, and so you can read it on the wall. I wanted to do something with transparency, and I like kind of layering things, and I like how they kind of collide with each other, so it's nice. And also I'm trying to create a space with those screens, so hopefully we'll have something of a structure with that kind of space. It's the noise of this space with Pune city, I think. So I wanted to use that noise actually. So it adds a sound quality to it. This is like a sound that I cannot control. So it's fun, I think, to the installation, because when you hear the sound, it has a certain calmness, but then there's chaos also. In a sense, when I moved from Iran to the United States, it was relearning my body as an Iranian woman, I think, and I insist on the Iranian part because I think it's a political body. It comes with a lot of baggage. It comes with a lot of it comes out of like a patriarchal country, so it makes it a political body. But every once in a while I do that. Every once in a while I put myself in that vulnerable position of like sharing something with my audience that it comes from a very deep and personal space. Actually, that building in front over there that I perform, that building reminded me of a building right in front of my room. My window was a view of my room in Tehran. I lived at my father's office for a while in Sohragai in Tehran, that had a building that was very different but very similar at the same time. So just like basically when I came, I started staring at that building for a really long time, and these two fans are in a relationship. The fan on top moves the fan on the bottom. My hope is for it to draw me a perfect circle. And I thought that with all the squares and my efforts to break the form, that perfect circle at the end would be my end result of this whole body of work, just the perfect circle.
The main concept of essential in cut-up method are just 2 points. The first is displacing. Displacing is like misplacing something and there automatically switches the original function. And the second point is just a combining or juxtaposing with another object. Yeah, it will work and generating a new narration, because the principle of contemporary life is always side by side. I think for me, my inspiration is coming from the street mostly. I'm saying the street to many installation, temporary installation. I'm going to Juna Bazaar. It's like magical things in here. Every step I visiting the vendors, they're selling many objects. It's like, whoa, I don't know what is object, and yeah, so many memorabilia things in Juna market. And the used object is talking about I think it's about consumerism when I found in the flea market. For me, the room is not used only to representing art object. For me, it's getting to functionalist more for more getting interaction for the public, I think.
Everyone, we're gonna hang just the one key now. So Nooshin's gonna start, and then everyone just go and like move it to a number that makes sense to you. Move it. Yeah, to a number that makes sense to you. And whoever the last person is, just take it off the board. We are constantly trying to break the form of video in like in ways that kind of also make sense to the narrative, and then to kind of experiment with the form. I was thinking like video and like photography and stuff, they have this like realist quality to them, like this even is like representing like what's real and like reality and stuff. A lot of my work comes from like personal, like not just experiences, but like it's quite like the origins of it are quite emotional, and like because this is a space that I have no memories and or like no real attachment to it when I like, and we've only been here a month. That was something like I didn't know like where my work would come from. That was actually difficult when I got here. But then from being here, I think I started basing my work kind of around people. Yeah. So this board I found just in a storeroom downstairs. So it's from this hotel. I'm trying to find like an experience of this space through like something that we all share, like the keys that we're using, or like the spaces that we're using while we're here. Because I found this quite overwhelming, like trying to deal with the actual building, this helps me to actually like think about it in a personal way, because it involves people that I am with here and using gestures, which is something that I feel comes much more naturally to me.
The first impression of the space itself, the hotel, was like when I saw it, like obviously it's pretty old. It's probably like the leftover entropy of all the people who stayed here and all the conversations that might have happened here in this room. In fact, like all the three pieces, they have like like sort of a common theme. It's about like transitions, and it's about like thresholds, which is like a stage between like two different stages. It's like it's an intermediate part of state. So like part of the inspiration for this work that I'm doing here comes from this notion of this new model of reality. It's called simulation hypothesis. You see this grid, and the grid for me, like in context of this works, they like sort of symbolize the virtual space. And it's also like the intertwining of space-time.
These are my drawings. I mean, this is like the physical manifestation of my drawings. Of making acts, making things that I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, that's the thing. I'm calling this piece Museum of Meaningless Choices, and I'm kind of choosing that. I'm kind of creating compositions where somebody can see this or see that or see what I want. This becomes my work. Just the fact that I've zoomed in becomes my work, because I'm looking at text as drawing. I'm looking at text as abstraction also, to see like this. I am thinking of working with sound also, just to have sound in the space. It's probably going to be sound that's recorded again at night, where like these really weird like flush sounds, like other people making work, hammers hitting and noise, buses. It's kind of all this noise becoming a music piece. It's noise because we can't find a rhythm. And to take noise and to put rhythm in it, I think is quite interesting to be able to see noise as something like bearable, and like, I don't know, maybe the sound piece can sound what 1 month of like noise sounds like, in residency. and be that bearable that somebody would want to be around that sound after that, because that you kind of get attached to all of this.
I want to talk about peoples and the movements and in here space in the hotel or the studio. This is my first time to come to India, so I'm very interested in the bodies of the India peoples. Yeah, I made a small story for them, and just this film say the one day work. When from the beginning they wake up and they start to work and they finish and they use the leisure time to watch TV or something. It's an important thing that is not a professional actor, so we need to repeat again, but they enjoy this and the body or the face and very interesting. So okay, these two is my actors. And one is Yeshwan, yeah, perfect. And Vikash.
从码头呀到仓库，我不知那要走多少路。